Hello? Hello? Is this thing on? It's your host, Jenny Chaos, ranting and raving yet again. As always, I want to start off by saying this podcast is for entertainment purposes only. My rants are just that free speech expressed in a passionate way. Remember, if you would like to join the chat, send an email to jennysrantspc@gmail.com. You can send your comments via social media or by dialing 443-709-8465. Now that I got that out of the way, let's get into it, shall we?
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Jenny's Rants. Thank you all for joining us today. We are in the group chat today. We have Mina, we got James, I got Tasha here with me. Today, I don't know if you guys remember, we are talking about what dating advice would you give to your daughter, sister, female best friend, whatever, the female in your life, right? There was a video that went viral online where the young lady says, teaching my daughter how to avoid the same bad decisions that I made. I'm going to take those points one for one, right? I'm going to go through them. And y'all tell me, right, if y'all agree or not, okay? Because I do feel like it's one of those things that is not so much the message, but the messenger. She got a lot of flack about if it what did it say? They call her negative. They call her bitter. They call her scorned, a woman scorned. But I feel like if some of these things was coming from a dude, it would have been okay. So we're going to talk about that today. She got a lot of backlash. So we're gonna tuck those. All right. Y'all ready? We ready.
All right.
He don't call you. He don't like you. He don't keep his word. He don't like you. He's inconsistent. He has someone else.
Amen.
He only calls when he wants something. He's using you. He starts random arguments. He's cheating on you. He's not invested in you. You're not worth the investment. You never met his family. You're not the one. Been with him for 5 years, no ring, no marriage. He's still searching. You're a placeholder. Men are not complicated. They are very easy to know. They don't talk with their words, they talk with their actions. Okay? This is what she told her daughter. So, like I said, the comments is going back and forth on who was the originator or the original poster of this, but I think it's a bunch of voiceovers. So, if you see this video, just know whatever. The point is, we're just trying to discuss the points that was mentioned and how y'all feel. So I opened this up to a couple of people. I got a lot, and a lot of men, you'd be surprised, are pretty much saying the same things that this lady said, which is why I said I don't think that it was so much as what she said. I think it's just the fact that it was coming from a female. You feel me? So, we're gonna start with James, okay? Because
Spotlight.
yes, because he's the man. He got,
He got a daughter.
right.
I mean, she do have a couple valid points in that.
Some of them was valid, right?
Yeah, some of them are valid.
So which ones stuck out to you that you don't agree with?
He don't call you. He don't like you.
He don't call you. That could go both ways. Why?
He don't keep his word. He don't like you.
Well, let's bullet point them all and take our time with this, right? So if he don't call you, can you just use it as you don't like, if that he doesn't like you?
No, I wouldn't do that because men got this thing in their head. I don't know why, but like, I'm gonna wait 3 days. I'm gonna wait 2 days to call.
Yeah. I also feel
Why?
like because I also feel like men don't be doing all this yapping. It's the women that want.
No, they do.
I was about to say I disagree.
Oh,
because you get some guys who, if they feel like If I called you today, you got to call me tomorrow.
But that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying like all day, every day, being on the phone. There's a lot of guys that don't know.
Well, that's not
like that.
I don't think that's what she was saying. What she was saying is if he don't call you, he don't like you. So if you got to wait 3 days to hear from this man, or you only hear from this man on the weekends, then that means that's all he want is for some weekend time.
Okay. Or if he only call you when he wants something.
Exactly.
Or want to be bothered. Okay. All right. Well, what's the next one?
Wait a minute, we got here her. Wait a minute, she in the background. What do you think over there?
I was want to say, but in at this day and time, do you really want that? Like, yeah,
You don't want him to call?
I'll circle back. I'll circle back. That.
Okay, we're gonna go to the next one.
He don't keep his word. He don't like you.
That's true.
Right, because as a man, all you got is your word and your what?
Balls.
Okay, so if he don't keep his word, he don't like you. I'm going
Right.
for that one.
I'm disagreeing with that
I
one.
disagree.
I disagree with that. Let me tell you something.
Hit it
You
go,
people,
James. Hit
you
it go.
people over here, it's two of them who disagree.
Right? It don't gotta be you people.
Okay, you're right. I apologize. Okay. What I would like to say is, even in a marriage, in a happy, healthy marriage, you have people who just don't keep their word. You said, and I'm going back to my tire, yes. You said that you was going to get me 4 new tires. I've been asking for these 4 new tires for 6 months. So should I just go on and say my husband don't like me? No, my husband just can be inconsistent, forgetful, need extra reminders, need a little push. I'm gonna have to take him to the thing just to get him.
Dating. We ain't talking about relationship. We talking about dating.
Even in dating.
But I think that what you're saying is different than this context. I'm talking like overall, he gonna keep his
Yeah,
word.
like, hey,
Like random
something
stuff. He
like-
ain't take the trash out on Tuesday.
So
That's
give me an
different.
example.
So
Let's
she
say-
say something
let's
like,
say-
"I'm gonna call you back," and don't call you back.
no, we gonna go deeper.
Go
How
up
about
there.
you say we gonna meet at 8 at a coffee shop, and then he call and be like, you know what? I can't make it today. Can we do it another day?
Or don't call you at all. Y'all, we make plans. We're supposed to go on a date, and then you just flake. I don't hear from you.
Right.
Or we're supposed to be building something, talking, dating, or whatever, and then you just go ghost. That's not keeping your word.
That makes sense.
That's
But then
not keeping your word.
that makes sense. But when I do that, I don't feel that way. I just wasn't ready that night.
Wrong.
I would like to get a pass.
So I think that what you just
Don't
touched
damn.
on talks on the next
How
one.
long
Whereas
into dating are we talking about? Is this just like the beginning stages, or are we months in?
well,
Let's
the
just stick
way
with the beginning stages. Let's just stick with the beginning stages.
that
Okay.
the mother ran it down, it was like straight off the bat. If he ain't doing this, if he ain't doing this, if he ain't doing this, like the do's and don'ts of even dating or what's it
Okay.
called?
So we'll say that this,
Into them.
yes, this is 6 months, 6 months in. So basically how I took this whole conversation in, after dating someone for 6 months, you run down this list, and if he's not doing any of the things, he's not your one, move along. I do
That
feel,
could be perfect.
yeah, I do feel like sometimes we date longer than we need to. If you've already showed me 3 red flags, why am I going to continue to date you? Like, I'm out of this.
Because I be trying to see. I be trying to see though. I be trying to I really be trying to give people the benefit of the doubt.
You love dating for
problem.
potential.
That's the problem. That's my problem. That's my problem.
But you gotta go with that.
But
Nobody's gonna be your everything off the bat.
true. But I'm also the type of person where I want to be sure of something before I do it, because once I'm done and I
Don't
block
say
you.
block you. Okay.
Once I'm done and I block you, that's it. It ain't no coming
Mhm.
back from that. So before I do that, I try to give you your fair shake, right?
Okay.
So then
So you going 18 months?
6 months.
I I mean,
No, no. You know, she's gonna pass her 6 months. She dates for potential, so she's gonna pass her 6 months. She done got 3 red flags at 6 months, and now she has 18. Like now, I got 9. I mean, I guess it's time to block. So
but then the messed up part about doing that is because then you feel like you have this time invested, right? So now I didn't did this for a year and a half. I feel like now I gotta give him another 6 months because I didn't. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So
I
so
guess
would
I
you,
need to.
in doing that, would you tell your daughter to do the same?
No, I wouldn't. I don't tell my daughter to do the same. That was one of the like I think one of the questions was somebody was asked me like, you have a daughter, what would you tell her? I'm not saying that I'm telling her exactly all of those points that mother said, but I'm definitely giving her game, right? I'm definitely putting my daughter on to like, because I feel like if we had this playbook, a lot of us wouldn't go through some of the same stuff that we went through. Like so I'm definitely telling her some things to look out for, some red flags to look out for.
Right. So
And I'm not necessarily telling her what you asked me to cheat. I'm not necessarily telling her that, but I am telling her like, okay, you in your 20s, have fun.
Yeah. I often struggle that also. Like, when you know that your daughter is dating someone who you feel like this isn't going to go anywhere, is it okay to tell your daughter to cheat? Like, girl, weigh your options. Like, what do you say to that? Because you don't want to always tell them he's wrong for you. He's not right. You don't want to come off as being the negative parent, projecting on their relationship, because then they will stop bringing people around you. So what are your thoughts on that?
I think in their 20s, when you're talking about dating, I don't see a commitment there. So is that really considered cheating? Because it's like you have to really, and when you're in your 20s, you have to figure out what you like.
Hold on.
Like,
Hold
what
on.
do you want?
I
Hold
feel
on.
you.
Hold on.
So you have to have a option.
So this is coming from us past our 20s now. But when we were in our 20s, that person
I
that
had options.
Oh, really? Because I was booed up and loved up. Okay.
exactly thought loving all of his stinky feet.
Yes, I was on my forever type stuff.
Yes.
That's how it's supposed to be. When you date, you're supposed to date for marriage. You ain't supposed to date just to be date them all.
So, but
Oh, negative.
but in your 20s, you feel like that?
So when you 20,
Date to become you're dating to become a husband or a wife. You're not dating just to
okay.
have fun.
In your 20s, you 20, you 21, 22.
Same thing.
no, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
Absolutely
But
not.
that's when you get older single people.
You got a point.
No,
He got a point though, because then
I'm trying to understand it.
he got a point though.
What is it?
Because if you, James, you want to tell her your point.
No, I want to hear what she got to say, because I can hit her with something.
No, I'm trying to hear what y'all are saying because I'm trying to understand it.
So you saying when you was in your 20s, Mina?
In 21, you're dating for marriage?
So when you were in your 20s and you had your daughter, you didn't think that you and your daughter's father would be together forever? You thought that was temporary?
She said she had options, honey.
I'm asking direct questions. I want to know.
I'm going to ask you. She did not
Personally,
think that was temporary. She was in love.
on my personal opinion,
Yes.
actually, I knew that it would be forever because we shared a child together. That's number one.
Oh,
Whether or not we would stay together in a committed relationship, no, because we had absolutely not. But to this day, do we remain best of friends? We do.
Okay.
So okay. So she had a forever friendship in her 20s.
okay.
So what I will say though, because in doing that, like the person that I was with in my 20s, I thought that I would be with forever, right? And I was dating for marriage, right? but I feel like I wasted, like you wasted that. You know what I mean? You wasted that time because that should have been the time for fun. So
I actually don't feel that way.
I do.
I don't. I feel like my 20s was spent in love and happiness, and I actually enjoyed that way because my 30s, baby, I think the 20s I was still struggling, right? I was trying to find my way in my career. I was trying to find my way, but I was enjoying my love life. I was enjoying the family. I was doing exactly what James said, dating for my forever, trying to figure out marriage. Hit the 30s and baby, I don't know what anybody say about 20s is fun. 30s is something else, honey.
But I think that's when
That's
we
what I'm trying to say. Like, you spent the majority of your 20s in love, but where we at today?
no.
I have amazing memories, honey.
No, but you know what? But I understand what you're
Back
saying.
down
Nina.
memory lane.
If you just a smiling, it was good. Okay. I understand what you're saying because, okay, mentally in your 20s, like you can't even, your your frontal lobe is not even all the way developed. So I don't know about necessarily getting married that young. That's why I feel like enjoy, have your fun. I
So
think this
20s is
about
for
love
thought
journey.
and bopping.
I didn't say thoughting and bopping. I'm just saying like have your options, have fun. Don't be weighed down like when you dealing with boys. And this is something that I do tell my daughter. Like boys add stress. They add drama. It's like a whole nother layer of life. I just feel like you got time for that. Like do you have fun, explore, learn. That's how I feel.
I understand, but I also understand where James come from. It's like it's a thin line because your first couple years of your 20s, yes, have fun until you're 25. But when you hit 25, you need to start making some good decisions
20.
because we don't need you to be in. Yeah, we don't need you in your 30s now looking for your husband because then you're going to spend 40s trying to get pregnant. And I ain't, listen.
What's wrong with that?
Now, I think this is coming from
Look at
us.
grandma, you
We're
trying to have
thinking
me.
about the
You can be in my
peak of men
80s.
that we had back when we were in our 20s. Men that we had when we were in our 20s. I think if we were to pull up a 20-year-old now today, would their mind really be focused on marriage? Absolutely not. Half of them today don't even want children. Could you blame them? The pick of men that our generation, not our generation, but our children's generation have, what really do they have to look forward to?
Well, that's true. But
I'm just really being honest.
but I have seen
I mean,
that
we
it's
can't
like
even get it together with the men. So the generation of men that they had are looking up to the men that we're supposed to have. And right now,
So what you're saying is I'm not gonna be at my daughter's wedding? Like I'm not gonna be a grandma? Like what is happening? I'm trying to be so hopeful that
but
there are those that 1% out there. Cause I know that it's hard.
but it's more than 1%. That's what I was about to say. I'm feeling like it's not as bad as our generation, honestly. Because
But our generation caused this.
well, yeah.
We know we living with the residual. Yeah, we see that every day.
But
Our generation caused this.
we
So,
caused this.
as a result, you get what you get.
Yeah, but okay, so since we caused it, right? Now you're teaching your sons a little bit different. We're teaching our daughters a little bit different in hopes that when they start getting serious and dating that they'll do it differently. So I find that it's like maybe not 1%. It's a good 10-15% of some good. There's a lot of like I don't want to call them YNs, young guys who have a good head on their shoulders. They are doing the right thing. And so
And girls.
yes, but that's
we
what I'm about to
see
say.
Yeah, because we see the guys are now saying that it's the girls who are not ready these days. So
Yeah, but I'm feeling like, all right, so and which is gonna be, I guess they're gonna be in the same boat as us, because if they're not dating right now for marriage and they wait until 25, 30 till they graduate college or whatever, who's to say those good guys won't be already gone? And then they're gonna be stuck with a pool like we got.
That is true. No, that's true. Okay.
So I don't know. That's hard. But
We're gonna get back to the next point.
uh,
Nah, I mean, cause the pool that we have is just it's that way.
oh, James is busy. He getting calls and messages.
Yeah, I got it's cool though.
I think he get
You gonna have to say that over, because we lost you there.
No, I was saying it's like if we teaching my thing is I teach my child like go to college, start your career, and then find your forever person.
Do you give your son and daughter the same advice?
Same advice.
So it ain't a little bit different for your boy versus your girl. Oh, okay.
Maybe a little bit, but
Not really. All right. Where were we? He only calls when he wants something. We got that one.
Mhm.
He starts random arguments. He's cheating them.
I don't believe that. I feel like
I believe that.
I actually think the opposite. I feel like when they're cheating, they try to be extra nice. Like, babe, you want something to eat? You ain't bring me nothing to eat for 2 weeks.
That's after he cheated and he feeling guilty. I'm saying, like, while he's cheating, it's like, damn, just a random arguments. Now we beefing all the time.
Oh, so he can get out the house?
Yeah.
So he starts an argument so he can get out the house?
Yes.
Or he starts an argument to get off the phone so he can get on the phone with the other person?
Yeah.
Okay, I can see that. All right.
I mean,
Okay.
he done gave himself up. If you change your pattern, that means you done gave yourself.
Right.
That's what they do.
This sounds like bad cheating to me.
They no comment. That's a different podcast. He's not investing in you. You are not worth the investment.
What are you doing to become that, bro?
I need more content on that.
I know. And then and just like what you just said, James, a bunch of people commented and saying like, okay, she's giving her all of the don'ts, but what are you telling your daughter?
What are you doing to make yourself to be that way?
Yes.
That's the thing. Like women don't understand. Like a dude gave me this analogy the other day. Would you learn how to cook from a basketball player?
No.
Would you learn how to play football from a cricket player?
Cricket, though?
Possibly. They might know more than me.
Can somebody tell me what cricket is?
So
That's another
why
contest. Okay.
are women that aren't wives trying to teach their daughters how to become wives when they never were wives? What do you what can you possibly teach her to be a wife? You've never been a wife.
That's a great point.
Hold up, though. That was
a great point.
Exactly what people were trying to say about this particular video that was online. It's like you giving her all of this stuff from jaded lenses.
Mm-hmm.
Or warped lenses, so I guess whatever you want to say. And like you said, it's like, how can I teach you how to be this if I'm not that? So that was a lot of.
Okay, I see that. Okay.
So then does that? But because I could be trying to teach you. I'm trying to show you to do things better than what I did.
That's what I'm about to say. I feel like it depends on what she's teaching, because just because I was a battered woman, that doesn't mean that I'm going to teach my daughter how to be in an abusive relationship.
Go so hard.
My goal is to teach her how to be better and not to deal with men like that. So for me, it's showing her how to get out of a situation, talking her through how to not make the same mistakes that I did. So if I never became a wife, I'm telling her, these are the mistakes that I made in my previous relationships. You should do this better.
But that was the caption on the video, teaching my daughter not to make the same mistakes that I made. So
Exactly.
it was like she's telling her all of the things, oh, I'm telling you all the mistakes that I made so that you don't have to make these mistakes.
Right.
Right.
So I understand. I understand that it's almost saying like a person who's not in a relationship can't give relationship advice. I understand it, but then sometimes I feel like you can.
No,
Like,
not that. I'm not saying that part. I'm saying like instead of us focusing on the negative all the time, let's focus on the positive. Like, hey, you know what? You could do this, that, and the third. Men like this, or men, hey, women like this. So do this, that, and the third random.
Yeah, I
Because
see
women
your
like
point.
random expression of love. So hey, randomly do this from time to time. It don't have to be calculated all the time. It could be just a random expression of love. Women love that.
okay, so you
Affection.
saying the video should have been
I mean-
reversed, and instead of a bunch of don'ts, it should have been a bunch of do's.
Right.
Yes, no, you did.
But don't you
definitely,
think
with
that
the
some
D-
things should automatically come natural? Like if you're a giving person and you naturally like want to love on a person, then why does that need to be shown? Because it's
No,
natural.
no, no. Because only thing that's natural is going to the bathroom. Everything else you have to be reminded a lot of times.
Hold on, Mina. Can you ask your question again? Say that again. I don't think I understood.
Wait a minute, no. The only thing you do naturally is go to the bathroom. Do you not think that was a little hard?
That might have been drastic, but I'm just saying you gotta get your point across.
Mina, say what you
Well, that
said.
didn't make it too far because you can do a lot of things natural.
A lot of things are natural, but I really didn't catch what you said. Can you repeat it? You don't remember? You don't remember?
Which part?
What? Okay, let's just.
It was 420. I feel like y'all have indulged a little over.
You heard us say I'm coming around. That was now. Where are we? Never met his family. You're not the one. You've been with them 5 years.
Wait. I feel like we gotta unpack that one first. Because those are
They go together.
they do not.
They go together.
Because they
okay,
don't.
Okay. All right, fine.
Okay.
You never met his family. You're not the one.
I'm gonna agree with that.
Do he even mess with his family? What do I need to meet your
See,
family?
I
for?
was want to say that there's a possibility that he don't even deal with his family, right?
I mean, he got a cousin he deal with.
Right, I'm about to say not nobody. If he don't deal with not a single person in his family, that
That's
is a problem.
So, that is true, but sometimes I feel like bringing you around the family is just game. Some people bring everybody around their family.
Well,
if you'd have had 10 girlfriends in 2 years and everybody met your family, who was the one?
Yeah, that's true. But I'm just saying, if you haven't met anybody from his family, not anybody, and I don't know. Because I ain't saying you bring everybody straight off the bat, but in this time frame of dating, that's a year or so, you haven't met not one single family member. Not. Shut up.
Cookout. You ain't meet the Uncle Joe and Grill at the cookout.
You feel me? Now I feel like I'm a secret.
Yeah, because your uncle got to see him and be like, yeah, she fat.
Let me I see you, nephew.
Do you really mean anything today?
I want to say this, and I'm going to look at this one and say it. So after a year or less of dating, you've already brought this person around your family. You're dating.
Family or my kids?
We said family.
Family, maybe.
Okay, so you just said maybe. So you just said you're contradicting.
Yes. Family, yes, not my kids.
Oh, now you went from yes to maybe?
Because I'm saying if a whole year of dating someone, he hasn't been around anybody in my family.
Yes.
Man, like nobody graduated and you ain't go to the graduation cookout or something.
Why am I bringing him to a graduation cookout?
It's a year in.
Y'all are doing the most.
A
No, a year? I just told him my kid's name. It took me like a year to almost 2 years to tell him my kid's name. And I already put him
I
to the
didn't
cookout.
say meet him. Okay.
I didn't even tell my family about a year. I've been dating him for a year and I already told my family about him. They just, or do they just pop up? No, a year.
I think my family would know if I'm dating somebody seriously for a year.
First of all, I disagree. It took me 6 months to meet your real person. Okay. In the next 6 months, I'm still making decisions. No, you're not meeting my family within a year. A year is soon.
I don't know about. I don't know. I don't know about.
18 months.
There's certain family members that I'll let you meet, but certain ones that is going to take time.
Yeah, it's certain ones that's going to take time, but I'm also getting people. I'm also now not trusting my own judgment, so I'm bringing them around because I need y'all to tell me.
Oh, we bringing them around.
Yes, I'm going to bring them around so y'all.
Where the next cookouts I can meet them?
Where that's from?
I'm just saying. I'm gonna hold you to your fire.
How long we said?
You know how long you said?
Because it won't be this summer. That's soon. You said a year.
Okay, I'm just saying. Soon as every time we hit the year mark, we're gonna do some revisiting.
All right.
And I want you, because you have things. So when your mom or your cousin and they say, hey, we about to go such and such, I want you to say, hey, you inviting them?
Been with them for 5+ years. No ring. No
birthdays coming up.
Exactly.
That's too soon. That's what I'm saying. Like we in April, damn it. May is next week. My birthday in July. That's soon.
Okay, I understand what you're doing right now. Right now you're talking about in 2026. But let's think back. Close your eyes. And you're going to tell me that while you were dating in these last couple of years, that every time you hit the year mark, okay, let's just ask this question. Have you dated seriously in the last few years?
Yep.
Okay. And how long did it take dating that person for them to meet your family?
Dating 5+ years, no ring, no marriage. He's still searching. You're a placeholder.
How many years? 5. Who's getting married in 2026?
Nah, this is for the people who wants to get married. This is for the people who is actually looking for a ring. That's what this advice is for.
Okay, so let's talk our kids. Our daughters met this guy in high school. They was dating them since they were 16. They are now 22. Do we really want them to marry that person? I don't. We just told them that they're supposed to be enjoying their 20s.
That's different. I'm talking about
which we're giving our daughters advice. So think about that. Okay. So when we're looking at this,
okay. You're right.
So then, however, that changes.
What you say, Mina?
What about if they circle back?
What, after their 20s?
Yeah.
Okay.
Does the time reset?
I don't know. You can kind of pick up where you left off.
But that's the say. Okay, so all right. I had a boyfriend from the age 16 to 21. That's 5 years. No ring in that time. That doesn't count. But then we double back
at 30.
At 30.
You said what age?
Let's say they double back at like 26.
Wait a minute, hold on a second. You said what age?
16 to 21.
That was the first 5 years. 16 to 21. We go our separate ways. You said we double back. So we come back around about 25, 26.
Are we talking personally?
No, this is...
No, we're talking
we're talking about our daughters.
This is hypothetical.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just trying to figure out if the time resets. I feel like this 5 years matters on the age. right?
Yeah,
Because we
because
ain't,
now they done lived, they done done some things, they done
yes,
Right.
experienced
yes,
some things. They're a real adult.
yes.
And they have history.
Okay, so we're talking about from there's an age gap. Okay, because you can't be messing with somebody at 16 and then turn around at 22 and mess with them again. Like,
No, not 22. So from 16 to 21, y'all was together. Y'all, the high school
okay,
crush, y'all stayed together. Y'all broke up.
okay,
Y'all see each other again 26, 27.
right. But how much time has passed?
4 to 5 years.
I think she
So what I'm saying is, does the time reset? Do you still give them that same 5 years, or do they have a year? How does that work?
How close were we during the age of 16 to 21?
That was your high school sweetheart. Y'all was together. You thought he was going to be the one. I just felt like, think back to you when you were in high school. Most of us had that high school crush, that high school relationship. It went through how many years it did. You then meet them later on in life. Do they get the same 5 years, or do they get less because y'all already have history? Do you make them say, hey, after a year, you need to give me a ring because we already know each other? Or do you say, did they give the same 5 years to see what happens?
I think
No,
that
that's
time.
what I was asking, because you had to learn them all over.
That's what I was about to
Because
say. Because the
a
same people.
long time has passed.
Yeah, and who I was at 16 to 21, I'm not
Right.
that same
You're
person
not who
that.
you are
Yeah.
at this grown age.
So I feel like it resets because you do have to relearn a person.
Um,
That.
I don't know. I'm kind of iffy with that. I guess it depends when you meet that person, because if you're starting fresh in a relationship and you're 25, neither one of you guys have kids, you're dating for marriage. If now you're 30 and it still isn't going anywhere, absolutely you need to move on to get someone else.
Yeah, that's the 5 years.
Right. However, right now in this age that I'm in, I'm not giving. I would give my friend, that's because we will be in the same age thing, a different advice that I would give a young person. That's what I'll say on that. Someone who's still looking to start a family, you can do that 5-year thing. At our age, we can go 20 years. It's okay.
Oh, that's low.
That's too long.
No.
How long are you giving this next guy?
Ask me that another time.
Okay.
The next guy for what? A ring?
Yes. James, how long are you giving your next relationship? Or if you're not in a relationship now, you may be in a relationship now.
No, I'm gonna give it a year.
So if you don't see any potential in a year, then it's over.
Yeah, I don't want to waste your time, and I don't want to waste mine.
Okay. Mina, what about you?
None.
You said no.
No. I'm not even going to waste anyone's time here. I'm not going to waste mine nor theirs.
So what does that mean? That means she's not dating at all?
That's what I heard.
That's what that means.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not dating at all. At all.
I forgot she said she swore off it. Okay.
Now, what you just want, friend?
I don't want that either. I want to be able to do what I want to do when I want to do
That's
it.
bottom line.
That's it. No question.
That sounds like a friend. That's a friend.
Do what she wants.
But no, because it may not be with the same person all the time.
We have multiple friends. That's why I said friends.
No, I don't want to be friends either, because I may not circle back.
Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, okay. That's a different perspective.
That's the thing of that's how free I really want to be. Like, not saying that I'm going to do that, but
are we even saving
Then why are you saying that?
Are we even saving names in the phone these days?
no.
Oh, okay. That's what it's giving.
It sounds like no.
Wow.
Dang. Okay.
And we just having casual nothing.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
asked you that. You said no.
Listen, we can be at Applebee's. I meet you. We need eye contact. Little head nod.
yeah.
Numbers need to be exchanged. I'm not. It's like, no, I'm playing.
I was about to say, wait a minute, she went hard.
She
Didn't we
No,
just?
no, no.
feel real hard.
No,
God.
that was a joke. But no,
Because how? All right, this last
I have never done that. Like that is like a
that's on your bucket list.
no, that's not my bucket list. I'm too old to have those types of bucket lists. That was going to be on my bucket list if I lived like that in my 20s, but that expired, so I can't ever do that. I admire the people who were able to do something like that. Like, hell, I could just blink my eye at you, and we explore, and then we just walk away with nothing.
One night stands.
Yes.
Y'all just
with
want
strangers.
a bunch of one night stands.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying when I hear that people are able to do that, I'm like, wow, like
It's too much shit out here for all that. Y'all better be careful. You pick somebody up at Applebee's if you want to. You better make sure they
Hey, you really got this 3-letter word and can't get rid of.
right.
she didn't say don't protect yourself.
Well,
Or she might
That
be.
I
I've been
did.
watching Law and
But
Order
I
the last
also
couple
added
days.
at the end
Might come up missing.
this joke.
Not you about to be taken.
not this. Well, that's true now because there's a whole lot going on. So this last one, this last point. Okay. Men are not complicated. They are very easy to know. They don't talk with their words. They talk with their actions. I agree with that.
Mm.
I agree with that. Men can say whatever, but if you pay attention to his actions, that'll show you everything you need to know.
I'm about consistency because actions lie. And listen, actions lie. Like sometimes I really feel like guys do things to get you. And once they feel like they have you, all those actions stop.
But consistent actions.
She didn't say that.
But I'm asking.
Okay.
I'm asking.
Okay, Eric.
Because if we're not going off of consistent actions and we're not going off of words, what are we going off of?
Well, I was just reading exactly what it said in the post because what we're doing is we told our daughter that men speaks with their actions. So if she meets this guy and for this first 3 months of dating, because I actually feel like this is what happens to a lot of people. He's taking you out all the time. He's calling you all the time. He's telling you all the things you want to hear. You've gotten flowers, everything to make everything great. Y'all get to the 7-month period. You like, okay, I think he's the one. I love him. He's doing everything. You go ahead and give him a little sniff of the whiff,
and then the mask fall off.
and the mask falls off.
No. So I hate the dude. I'm about to give y'all the cheat code.
Come on, James, we ready. Come on.
I don't want to give y'all the cheat
Give it to us. Give it.
All right. So good men, they're going to court you. First 6 months, 7 months, 8 months. But then, once he see he got you, he's going to go back into his pattern. Men are pattern people. Once he breaks his pattern, you can tell, hey, he's doing something that's not in his regular. So he might not be doing something right. So I'm going to say, if a man is courting you, he doing good, maybe spontaneous things here and there, and he keeps to his pattern, that's a good man.
How long is this pattern?
No, men got patterns before they meet you. Especially a good man. He gonna go to work. He gonna come home, figure out something to eat, do what he gotta do, handle his business, watch a couple basketball games,
his
baseball
routine.
games, whatever.
Yeah, no, I got his
And,
routine. So
He's chilling.
that's fair, right? So let me give you this story, James, and you tell me where things went all wrong. Meet the guy, go out with the guy, start feeling the guy. He's doing all the things. He's cooking me meals. He's walking my dog. He's doing every single thing that you want your guy to do. Y'all have a little disagreement, whatever. And you like, okay, let me, let's see where this goes. Y'all meet back up a couple months. Everything's go back to normal. Everything's good. You agree you're going to be my man. I'm going to be your girl. Since the day that happened, he hasn't cooked. He's now allergic to dogs. He no longer has a house. He's given me every different sign of that pattern that I once saw when we first started dating. What went wrong in that scenario?
That nigga was a liar.
That's what I'm trying to say. We
That
typically,
ain't his pattern though. That wasn't. He just did that to appease you.
and that's my point. When we're dating in the beginning for that first 6 months, we're getting something that someone wants us to see. After that, we get something else. And the problem is, it's sometimes too late because now we've invested that 6 months. So we're like, okay, maybe it's not that bad. Maybe this is just this time. Maybe you start making excuses for why he's doing the things that he's now doing.
Don't give him no excuse.
So you saying as soon as we see those red flags, cut them off?
As soon as you see them red flags, go and address them. Then see what his answer is. He danced around the answer. Yeah, he a liar.
But why address him and he already showing you what it is? Like, why even give him the opportunity to, okay, well, I'm going to change. Oh, this is going on. No.
If that nigga ain't break out that high when he walked the first time, he lying.
I just know that guys typically lie. You know what? I take that back. I totally take that back. I'm being a biased female. People lie. Because the truth is women lie too. So people lie. And a female can do the exact same thing. She meets you. She's doing all these things. She's cooking for you. She's doing everything to sweep you off for your feet to make you feel like she's wife material. You marry her and all of a sudden she's like, you don't want me to cook every day, do you? And you're like, well, you cooked every day when we was dating. And she like, okay, well, like, I feel like you can cook sometimes. Like, that happens. Like,
that representative up long enough.
Yes, like, people lie to get what they want.
That's true.
All right. Okay.
So, is it okay? Is it lying or is it just being the best version of yourself to get that person that you want to get? But then once you got them, it's like, okay. Like us as women, like, when we first see a guy, you're not going to be like, devoted on. You still want to lay there with your curls on and whatever y'all want to do.
Not whatever y'all, you're not a part of us.
I mean, y'all, I'm talking about the ones that's in a relationship.
No, but you're right. You're right. There are some things that you do.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
But that's like, okay, I can go to the bathroom now with the door open. Before you didn't want to fart around. But now you sitting there burping, farting, and everything else.
There are certain things that you do once you're in a relationship, once you are locked in, that you may have not necessarily done in the courting phase. There are certain things that you may have done.
There are lots of things.
But core things, moral things, like things that is like genuinely like gonna determine if a person wanna be with you or not. That's a different.
And that's what I mean. So for example, right? I'm gonna give you two scenarios. As I'm dating this guy, I tell this guy that I am an animal lover. I've always had a dog since I was a child. You meet my dog, like, that I am an animal lover. That I've had 2 puppies. I treat them like my kids. So for you to, in the beginning stages, represent yourself as an animal lover as well, to then, once we determined we're going to make this work and we're going to be together. For you to come into my home, us now try to build a family together, and now you're all of a sudden allergic. You can't be around them. You don't want to walk them. You're trying to figure out how can we get rid of them. That's a problem because people lie. Same thing as in the beginning stages, I love cooking. At least that's what I told you. I will cook for you every single night. The moment we get married, I'm just I'm the takeout queen. You know, people do that to get the person, because if I meet you and you tell me that you need a home cooked meal every night, I know that in order for me to get the ring that I want, I'm going to have to cook for you every night.
Okay, but I mean, can it be a time when people get tired? Ain't nobody realistically gonna tell nobody I'm gonna cook for you every single night. I'm sorry. Ain't nobody who doing that.
Some
Like,
men expect that.
I was about to say, you'd be
First off, I don't
surprised.
want a date night, so that means that's one of the nights out that I'm not cooking.
The crazy thing is,
If we're going to church on a Sunday, so I'm definitely not cooking on a Sunday. So then there go 2 nights out of the week. So
now she don't cook on Sundays.
That's probably like throughout the work week. I'm not cooking every day.
There are literally some guys who would prefer not to. They want date night in the house. Like, they're not into going out. They want you to cook. They feel like you are a lazy woman. Yeah, they feel like you're a lazy woman if you don't cook. So when you're teaching your daughters, because then you kind of want to teach your daughter, that, which brings me back to the 50-50 thing. A guy will want you to cook all the meals in the house, but also want you to pay 50% of the bills. I just want someone to make that make sense.
So that's that's a whole different,
That's totally different.
that's a whole different subject and podcast. But
you know, how about house chores? What about laundry?
Stop, pause, pin that, because the whole 50-50 thing takes a whole nother left turn. But your scenario, the first part of it, which you said, the same way women have their lists and their standards, there are some men that have their lists and their standards, and part of it is cooking every day. They don't.
That's not even realistic.
But they have.
Okay, so what are your realistic goals as far as the woman in your life? How often do you feel she should cook?
But before you answer that,
like twice a week.
See,
that is
but this is why. See, this is why I wanted you to pause before you answered that, because James seems like he might be a unicorn, right? This dating pool and these men, that's not how they feel. That's not how they feel. So
it's just being realistic.
I mean, yes, it's being realistic, but the same way females have these standards and these lists and these whoop views based off what they're seeing on social media, men have that too. And so there are a lot of unrealistic expectations on the table right now.
I agree.
I just feel like that's a whole different conversation. I don't even know what to title that, but I feel like that's a whole different.
Sometimes the gender roles don't really play a part in today, because you can get a woman to have all these other qualities that you're looking for, but she can't cook. But then you just so happen that's your passion in cooking.
That's a good point. And I think
you find now a lot of times
so
men,
title that?
they get into, they want to
gender roles in 2026. I like that. I'm going to pin that for the next one. Before, let me, because we running out of time here. People got plans. I want to go over some of the stuff that was commented from social media. This guy said advice that he would give his daughter: always have your own everything. Never put your hands on a man. Never tolerate.
Can you say that again? Can you say it? Because I had missed it.
He said, never put your hands on a man.
So I'm sorry, would you give your daughter that same advice?
Me?
Yeah, I'm kind of looking at you.
He ain't even tell me that. So this is BS, but I was just gonna let him rock. Never tolerate abuse. The first sign of abuse, check that shit. So how I'm checking it if I don't put my okay, never mind. All right. A relationship is a business. Date someone you can see yourself growing and achieving goals with.
Okay.
I like that one.
So
So
that goes back to the investment.
so we're not dating for, because I actually heard a man say that before. You should not be dating for love. You should be dating as a business. You should be dating for a growth in something. Like,
Yeah.
if I'm just in love with this guy, I should not be with him. I need to be with someone who's going to take me to the next level.
Yeah, like a partner. And
So
like,
is it okay to not love this person?
no, you need me. You got some love in there too. Cause
I had some type of love there.
No, because, okay, let's just be realistic, because we got a small pool, right? Billy over here, I'm in love with, because Billy do all the things. But John makes better financial sense for my life. John will be able to take me in the levels that, in the places that I need to be in life.
can't love John just a little bit.
We're dating now. So you're dating, because remember, we date with options. You're dating two people. And you know that I'm in love with John. Like, John has swept me off my feet, but John has not taken me to meet his mother. And John has not ever, brought me to the family picnic. And and John, okay, John sent the sweetest text messages, okay? John calls every night to say his good night. However,
John, you going friend zone, John.
No, because I'm in love with John. I'm in love with John. John is doing all the things.
But John is just fun.
John is fun. But Billy, he's like, I'm going to take you into this investment course. He's taking me to meet his mom. He's invited me over to Thanksgiving for the last 2 years. But John, but also, I'm not finished. But I'm not finished.
Be like, yeah.
But no.
I think we should be just friends.
No. Let me,
cool.
let me finish. John never sends nice text messages. John text messages, you saw the stock?
John,
Did you?
Billy.
I'm sorry, Billy. Billy is, hey, did you see the stock market today? Hey, did you make sure that you check your account, because we need to make sure that we put a little bit over here. Billy is straight to business. Billy is straight to, hey, I want you to do this, and I want to see you grow, and we're going to do this. But John, okay, John just makes me feel like a woman.
But but
I never even mentioned that.
But it's going to depend on what
That's
you
the only
want.
reason you in love.
Let me say this.
Everybody's love language is different.
You're going to have that relationship with John, and John's going to have that relationship that you want with Billy with somebody else. Because John is not going to live off of, all of the other things. So if you're just basing it off of, okay, we're going to build goals, this, that, and the third, all of that can be gone like this. Then what you left with? Nothing.
Well, good thing you told me, Mina, that I can have them both, so I'm with you.
There you go. So once it crashed with John, you still got Billy.
6 years later,
You gotta date them all.
Horse is hung up on a string. Because Billy and Zach.
What?
Because you just took his money.
Right. And spent it on John.
And he cheated on it with the other nigga. And yeah, he can't take.
That's bad. That's terrible.
But
listen,
the thing about it is, at least y'all have each other up under the bridge.
I feel like it depends on what.
I don't love John no more. If he put me under the bridge, baby, John is not for me.
That's where the difference. That's where the.
I'd change my mind. Love don't lead me to the bridge now.
Billy had you on your verge of being a millionaire, and John and put you under the bridge. Now you looking crazy.
Where is the happy medium?
What is
Where is
money
Josiah?
and not really have nobody
What you say?
like love behind it?
Well, that's why I feel like it's going to depend on what you actually want. If you are a person that's, you know, love driven, relationship, want the heart on your sleeve, I feel like you're gonna go for John,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because that's the one that actually has your heart. But if you're not really like, if you're more like, no, I want to be financially set and I want this and I want that, then you'll go more to the other guy. So I think it depends on like the individual and what they want.
You know, I love a good movie reference. Did everyone see Casino before?
I don't
Oh, yeah.
remember it.
So you remember the lady in the movie, the leading lady? She was in love with the guy who kind of had her strung out, was kind of like her pimp.
And what happened to her in the end?
No, I'm just using that for example. But the other guy was, you know, financially stable, wanted a family, and was trying to take her away from that life.
Right. And what happened to her in the end?
Did she die?
She died.
Fooling with the
nigga she OD'd the other nigga and died.
damn.
Okay.
Under the bridge. You're right, because all the money was gone. Okay.
Nikki.
Yeah.
You know how Victor saved Nikki? He was her diamond in the rough.
Mm-hmm.
She was a stripper.
Who?
Which movie reference was that?
Together and Restless.
Oh, yes. Together and Restless. Okay,
Victor
she's
and
together. Mm-hmm.
We talking about TV, man.
She's talking about Victor Newman?
Yes. So I'm just saying, like, I just know that type of story happens so often, whereas though you go, because in the movie Casino, she actually went with the guy who was her financial dream to get her out of the place she was. But the heart wants what the heart wants.
Ugh, that's hard.
And the heart wanted that dude that was storing all that cocaine, and she wound up ODing, lost her child and everything.
That's
So that's a
hard.
bad example.
It is, but I'm just saying, like, you know, you ever been in love with someone and you felt like he was the one, but maybe he had the shortcomings that he had was the thing to take you guys to the next level. Where do you go with that? Like, do you follow your heart and see if it can one day become, or do you drop him, let your heart break and mend, and then move forward with finding that person who can build you into a better place?
That's so hard. I don't want to make that choice.
I feel like telling your child that decision, how to make that decision is, you know.
That's hard. Let me finish these points because, okay, this particular guy kind of echoed a couple of ones that we already said. Make sure you believe in actions, not words. In dating, think and make decisions with your brain and not your emotions or not your heart. So he gonna tell his dude to go with the other one.
Right.
With okay.
So ignore your heart.
Ignore your heart. What that mind say.
The heart is so
treacherous.
It's so powerful.
That's a hard. All right.
So do we in the end teach our daughters not to love, but to be smart?
You gotta love smart.
But then, so you teach them to be smart first and love second?
You both at the same time.
You can't.
You can't, because
you can.
You have to.
Right.
Your 2 feet don't walk together at the same time. You got to put one before the other.
But,
so therefore, in life, you always have to do one before the other.
Yeah.
So do you tell your daughter to love first and be smart, or be smart and then love?
No, because at some point, at some point you have to make that decision. Which one are we following here? Am I following my heart, or am I following?
I would tell my daughter to be smart first, because then that'll determine who she loves.
That's a good one.
I like that.
I don't agree, but I understand what you're
That's
saying.
not it don't it's going to change the decision, but
It's gonna change the
it's
decision
going to
because
change the
you
decision.
already love who you love. But being smart about it is making the best decision to say, heart needs to just be quiet right now.
Yeah, like I gotta put my heart on the back burner. Like
Yeah.
But that's why, and I'm gonna say this: as a man, you need to be the example that your daughter needs to see to pick the right man.
Absolutely. I
That's-
definitely agree with that.
That's absolutely. And I'm telling you, I think it's around Father's Day where there's a one of these topics is going to touch on that. Maybe I shouldn't do that Father's Day because that might not be that might not be so positive. I might have to rethink that. Never mind. Okay, let me finish these. Keep your friends and family out of your business unless you really need to. Be careful who you let lead you or who you become submissive to. Wow. Trust doesn't come with relationships, it's earned.
Mm-hmm.
Keep healthy communication at the forefront of your relationship. That's another one. I like that. Another one said, I will tell them to keep your eyes open and give the same energy you receive. So keeping your eyes open is being smart,
Mm-hmm.
right? Okay. All right. This is another man. I'm telling y'all, the man was on it this week. The most important advice I would give is to hold off on sex. You need to know what person.
Wham! Told my daughter don't do that till she's 50. Don't break my heart, please.
He said you need to know a person first, which could take a long while. Sex causes a lot of emotions that screw up your thought process. And I thought that was funny that this is the only man that gave that advice to his.
And so that would be my issue. That man would give his daughter that advice, but then that same man will stop talking to a female if she hasn't given him some within 30 days.
Maybe not,
No,
because if that's it,
no, no.
because if that's his island on it,
Agree with that.
right? Maybe not. If that's his feeling for his daughter, then that's his
Because
mindset.
You have some relationships
That's
out
not necessarily.
there
I've seen
where
it happen in real life.
Well, you have, but I'm just saying it's not all of them.
No. Nothing is ever all, but I'm just saying men will literally tell their daughters to wait, but then beat her down because she keeps making him wait.
Well, that's the same thing as do as I say, not as I do. Parents
I'm
do that all the time.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I'm just
Like I
saying.
said, be the example. Be the example. And
Well,
kids
yeah.
should know what they need to know, and not a whole bunch of extra stuff. They don't need to be adults at a young age. So if she dating, I'm gonna tell my daughter, hey, I can't. With this day and age, you can't say, "Oh, wait till you get married to have sex." I'm gonna just say, "Wait till you ready."
And I disagree with ready. Because ready, she said she was ready at Applebee's. Do not wait till you're ready.
I'm talking about mentally ready.
Okay.
What comes with that accident? Because after you give your body up, it's a whole your mind is totally different.
See, Tasha, that's the way you wrong. I didn't say Little Caesars where I was hot and ready. I said Applebee's where there's a waiting period. I gotta sit there and wait for it first.
Okay. Well, so what is the waiting period? I totally agree. So I want y'all to know that I'm not disagreeing with the wait. I definitely feel like sex clouds things. So I'm not saying that's one of the reasons why I never did the one night thing. I feel like you should wait.
How long though?
That was my question. Like, when do you feel that you're ready? Because I definitely feel like it takes me 6 months, at least 6 months, the bare minimum for me to get to know the person. And I just want to know.
That's a good time.
Yeah, and I just want to know realistically, James, and you talk to way more men than I do. How many of your male friends are willing to wait that 6 months?
At this age, a lot of them now.
I don't
Back
know.
in the day, maybe not.
You got any single friends? Because these ones that I'm encountering, they are not waiting no 6 months. Like, even if you go online right now, I want to say it might be like Michael Bazin or one of them, where though they're asking people like about these time frames in this 6 months, and the whole consensus is we grown, what we waiting for, or I'm not trying to wait to this and then that be trash or whatever. Like everybody is on this instant thing right now.
And that's what I was trying to say, as far as that would be the same man who tells his daughter to make him wait. So it's same thing as I'm not as on social media as I should be, or maybe I shouldn't, because I'm fine with the amount I'm on. But I always hear the different things as a man feel like if I spent $200 on the date, you should be putting out. And you can't say that in the same breath and then tell me that I should be waiting.
No, I ain't gonna say that because my daughter is way more than $200, so I wouldn't put a value on a female like that. That's not good.
Yeah, see, James is
Unicorn.
anomaly
Mhm.
here. Because that whole $40 culture, I don't know where that came from. I don't know who invented it. But that whole mindset is trash. The whole
Mm.
thing. I mean, and I think that
But
it depends on
prostitution,
what.
$40?
Whoa,
Prostitution.
that's what listen, y'all heard about this
I've
$40.
never heard about it, but I didn't want to not seem hip, so I was just gonna go with it.
Oh,
I don't know anything about what you're talking about.
Crazy.
yeah, that we'll have to talk about that another time. But I do feel like it's the mindset of the men then, or the caliber of the men,
Yeah.
because you know that'll tell you right there what you're dealing with. I think.
Yeah, and because like I said, I totally agree. We should definitely tell our daughters to wait. If in our dating lives, we should wait. But I just want to know that when I'm telling her that, and we all feel that way, how many men I'm sorry, I'm gonna say it like this. That eliminates a lot of men when you do that.
Well, I think that if you're eliminating them, then that's probably the ones that was probably not the best for you anyway. And now that you put it like that, I guess, like James said, realistically, you can't tell these kids wait till you get married, but you can at least tell them wait, give yourself time enough to know a person. I believe
Give yourself a time to know your body, because a
well,
lot of these
yeah,
young
that's true
girls
too.
give their bodies up and don't know their body.
I always like to say you need to make the person wait until they deserve it.
Yeah.
If they don't deserve your body, then they should have never had it.
I always tell my daughter what I think it was my pastor that told us. It was like,
Pastor,
be
he didn't tell
the-
you to wait till marriage?
no, he said
Oh.
be the peach that's hard to reach. Like that
That's
low
out of reach.
that huh?
Be the
Yep,
peach
be
that's
that
out of
peach
reach.
that's out of reach.
Yeah.
You know what?
like-
Okay, let me
like that low hanging that
low hanging
easy
fruit. So
No,
here's the thing about that
yeah.
that peach that's how to reach sometimes. Okay.
I'm not saying
Okay, that peach that's how to reach, right? I'm being realistic. That peach that's how to reach is so high up on a tree that no one ever gets it, and then it falls down and dies,
no,
and then it's spoiled,
Not
and
that
nobody wants it because that was an old, tired, rotten peach.
no, that's not the same.
That ain't
That ain't the same. That's the same what you said, what you told your daughter about like deserving it. So this man, you see him putting in that hard work trying to get to that peach. And we're not saying like keep raising the bar, keep going up to the top of this tree. No, you see this man is putting in that work to deserve that peach.
Yeah, so you reach for the peach that. So using that analogy, how I feel, you reach for the peach that you can get, right? So the guys who. No, I'm being serious. The guys who are not worthy, they just grabbing peaches at the bottom, and so therefore those peaches and that person never amount to anything. If you reach for that peach that's high but reachable, don't be that guy who you over there trying. You know that tree is almost touching the sky, and you try your best and doing everything for a peach that you will never reach. I just think that that's also being not realistic.
I'm just gonna tell my daughter, pour in to the person the same amount of energy that they pour into you.
I like
That was
that.
one
That's
of
going to tell you if the person is really for you or trying to get your good.
that that was the exact same thing that one of those guys said. Like, put in the same energy as you receive. Now, I'm gonna tell you something. Men don't like when you do that. They don't like I match energy, and men do not like that. They be wanting, I don't know, somebody to chase them, somebody they feel like they the prize now, James. So men do not like that. Like, they don't like that. That's a whole nother podcast. I'm just saying. These men, they don't like that. Um Listen, cause we overtime, and last week we sat on this thing for 2 hours. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap up. Hold on, cause I forgot. I forgot. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel. What was another plug I needed to do?
Your wonderful time.
Oh yes, my J-Way Bling. I'm gonna have to find her link for you guys. Does she have a link, Mina? Does she have a web page yet?
We're working on it.
Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and put this in, get all, bling accessories, ties, Crocs, hats, all of those things. Thank you all for joining us. That's it. I'm Jenny, and these are my rants. Why you keep looking like you guys say something?
No, because normally we end with a point and we all say, so at the end of the day, okay, we're
It was
teaching
too
our
many
daughters.
this time. For
Yeah.
me, it was too many.
Yeah. So
I didn't know if I wanted to end on the peach, follow your heart, your brain. Like,
yes, we're dating smart, not without hearts. And we're pouring in as much as the other person is pouring in. So if you pour, we are pouring into the cup equally to have a full outcome and a successful relationship.
and don't go with John under the bridge.
Yes. That don't follow your heart. That's what y'all told me. Y'all told me I can't have Billy
Or just follow
or
him
John.
on Applebee.
Lost their names.
This is hard. Okay. Maybe I shouldn't be giving my daughter any advice.
We definitely gonna give our daughters advice. And we do want to end with dads, because we want our daughters to think smart, just like James said, be the example of the guy that you want your daughter to be.
Yes, that's the one that I wanna say. Dads, you are your daughter's first example of
Men need to lead by example.
yes.
Yep.
Yes, you are your daughter's first example, and you are really teaching her what to tolerate.
Yep.
That's real.
Yep. That's how we'll
Not
end
only
it.
their daughters, but their sons too.
Yes.
Amen.
Absolutely.
Daughters what?
Not just their daughters, but their sons too. Yeah, that's why what you said. Yeah, but that's why what you said was a blanket statement. Lead by example.
Yep.
Yes. Thank you all for joining me. I'm gonna hang. Hold up. Hold on. I got.